The Samson Auro, I believe that's how it's pronounced. What is it? It's the D412. Okay. This speaker was given to me to test because apparently it was blown. It was being used as a drum monitor, but I believe the situation was it was the kid using it as a drum monitor. He probably cranked it up a bit, just went, and then peeked the shit out of it and said it sounded funny. So it works perfectly, as you can hear. I have a woofer working, I have a horn working, the amp's working, it's outputting fine. So I'll send it back, I'll just say it's looking fine. Maybe a faulty cable because he said it was crackly, so who knows. Just turn it down a little. Oh, it's still loud. Where do I start? Build. It's made out of plastic. It's reasonably well built out of plastic. It's fairly hollow, but I think all plastic builds sound like that. Nothing like a metal build. Nice. Grill. Fairly flimsy, if I could say so. They're fairly flimsy. The Behringer down here is fairly good. They're fairly good. This is one of the cheaper grills. Definitely. Obviously used as a front of house, though you're not going to have many people, unless they're like 20 foot tall, not many people kicking your speakers up probably 6-7 foot in the air. However, the grill is fairly cheap, so if you had enough force, it would probably break a hole through that grill. Looking at the front, let me just grab this for a second. Flashlight, there we go. The horn is fairly far recessed back, and if I pull focus with the other hand, you can see it has like a 1 inch like throat where it goes through, and then it comes out into the waveguide. It's fairly weird how it's like that, but look, it's actually one of the better sounding horns or compression drivers I've heard on a speaker. I'm assuming it's a compression driver. It looks like it. If that's a piezo, I'll be surprised. I quite like the sound of this. Fake port here, just a piece of plastic. Not very good, but here you've got the actual port. As you can see stuff inside of it. It's got a nice grill there to stop people from putting stuff in your port. Unlike the Behringer down there, where you can like stick something in the port, then it goes in there and rattles around the speaker forever. Or unlike these, where it's just the whole thing is grill. So, reasonably cheap grill. At least you can't get stuff inside stuck in the speaker. It's got a logo on the front, which I would probably black out like I did with the Behringer logo. Probably peel that off. Yeah, you can peel that off by fingernail. Of course, I don't own this speaker, so I can't really do things like that. Put that phone down for a bit. It has where are they on the bottom? Yes, okay, so you can stack multiple ones of these with these feet here that would line up perfectly, so you could probably have like 2 of these in front of house. Probably wouldn't balance very well, but you can do it for the most part. It's fairly flat on the front, I guess, when you're transporting it, I guess. You have 2 of them, like their face against each other, would be very, very compact. It would take up as much room as just that one speaker. Jesus, they're big. Can be used as a monitor. It's got 2 angles, I believe. Each one's slightly different. Taking a look on the back. Let's sit on this Behringer. Ooh, nice and comfy. Okay, so start at the bottom. Just got some basic info. It's the bolt there for the transformer. It says do not remove bolt. It says it's a 400 watt powered speaker. This is my second time doing this review, because last time I had about half an hour. This time I've had about a day with it. It's 400 watts peak, 250 RMS. It's info about the crossover, the connections, just trying to look a bit detailed, signal flow, just trying to look like professional and shit. So it says on the back the voltage that's selected. This is 240, or roughly 240 volt one. Here in Australia we have 240 volts at 60 hertz. You can obviously have this for the States as well. So moving up here, you have the level, which are very, very plasticky, like with like a, I don't know if you could probably pull those off. I'm not not going to risk it, but you can probably pull those off very, very easily. They have a very plasticky feel to them. It's like a very, very cheap feeling. Got a really sore throat in this. Got your peak light here, no signal light, 1/4 inch input, XLR output, and XLR input. So, power light, and then just your power switch. One thing I do notice is when it's turning off, the peak light comes on, and then it goes away and they turn off. Same when it's coming on while it's waiting for the relays to engage, you will get the peak light, then sound comes and the relays engage. On the handle, I will grab the phone back for that. Oh wait, it's already back. The Samson logo on the handles, that's fairly custom. Fairly dusty, I haven't really cleaned this speaker much. So yeah, that's what it looks like. It's got a screw here which allows it to tie up to the pole, which would stop. I can throw that back over there. Stop it from having all this wobble. Of course I don't have it done up, because I'll probably be taking this back off in half an hour to put my other speaker back up there, because it doesn't, I don't know, it's fairly mixed on the sound. Also on the back, just quickly while I forgot about to do this last time, treble and bass plus minus 15 on my voice. Volume. No, on other speakers, say these, I don't know what they go up to. It doesn't say, it just says minimum and maximum. On these, it doesn't say on that either. It says normally max volume on a cabinet would be roughly 10 dB. This is 50, so let's just take a look. It's a little bit above the second one onto the right, so you get not very much volume, not very much volume, not very much, and then here it jumps massive amounts just there. So if you have a kid that's just playing around behind the speaker and he just goes, it's going to actually destroy the thing. What is this music? Let's get something better going. Now, sound quality wise, this has to be one of the better sounding pro audio speakers I've heard. Doesn't sound as good as the AV, doesn't get as loud as the AV, but God, it doesn't actually sound bad. This is just that speaker playing. I do have subwoofers on, although there was no bass then. Power handling. Recommended if you're using this as a front of house, definitely need a sub, and you probably want the bass around 10 o'clock. Literally about there. Otherwise you will be peaking this speaker out reasonably easy. I'll just give it a bit of... So that's fairly loud. Also, not to mention, when there are frequencies probably 800 Hz-ish, the whole body on this thing vibrates like anything. Skip it forward a bit. Comes on and dulls away. When the peak light comes on, and that was just, I never let my speakers peak, I never even let them slightly peak, just showing you that for this video. When it peaks, the light comes on and stays on for a good half a second, just to show you that very clearly it's peaking. That'd be actually a quite cool feature on these. These just flash on and off really quickly. I would peak this one, but it's very, very hard. I'll see what I can do. comes on very quick and then back off straight away. Whereas on the other ones, it just stays on for a little bit of time just to let you know, look, I'm peaking, turn me down a bit. So let's just quickly make sure the bass is flat. Yes, it is. I probably peaked that without even realizing. It's not the loudest. This would be best used, I'm gonna say, for like jazz, guitars, vocals. Definitely not heavy metal. Definitely not like, definitely not party music or anything like this. I believe this costs $300 on Amazon. You could definitely get louder for the money. That Behringer, I believe, was $300 on Amazon, or something close. Even if that Behringer was $400 on Amazon, it would still, for that extra $100, if you're looking for SPL, it would definitely help. Let's just get something a bit more different. Something like this.
Now you step between two different cages, soldier.
It doesn't have that harsh sound that the Behringer has. It's not harsh on your ears, and I believe they've got some sort of system in it that stops it from being harsh and stops it from sounding distorted. It's decent. I'd try like some rap or something. Vocals are very clear.
These MCs and rappers wanna chat about their syllables and their multis and their similes and all that shit. Then I come through with my ABC. Yeah, girls are none of like Jamie's deep. Better pictures when they see me on street. Old school rude boy like Crazy T. All you man don't want it with me. I'm a bad rude boy, bad boy MC. Say my name, JME. Nostradamus could see me.
It definitely sounds good. It's not the loudest. It's definitely loud. It could probably cater 100, 200 people. But it's reasonably good, honestly. Very small, very light, very compact. It sounds really good. It's reasonably loud. I don't know what the 15 would be like. I'm pretty sure it's the same amplifier, so 12's probably better then. I don't know, it's got a threaded pole on the top, so you can mount lights to the top. You have like park ends shining back on your band or out in the crowd or whatnot. Have even some like a laser or something that look fairly cool. Yeah, that's really all I gotta say about it. I would recommend it, but I would recommend it for jazz bands or something like that. I definitely think you can get louder, cheaper. So there you go, that's my honest review. Completely unbiased. I got this for free to test out. It's good. It's got some drawbacks, but it's good. Oh, hope you enjoyed.